you know, people love to have spaces with lots of room, and they build these houses with all this room. And I always think that I like small little houses that don't have room because it forces me to go outside to get the room I want, because I don't really want to spend too much time in the house. So.
Hey, Rick.
How you doing? Good. You got a mustache too.
I know, right?
Yours look better than mine.
I don't know about that. Here's a mic for you. So you can either use the little clip, or there's a magnet on it, and you can kind of like
just on my shirt.
Yeah.
Hey, Palmer. My name is Rick. We are in Vermont, in the kind of the lower end of the Lake Champlain Valley, in between the Taconic Mountains and the Green Mountains. Some people call it the Banana Belt because it's a little bit warmer through here. And we are standing on the roof of my Hobbit House. Let me show you the rest of it. The theme when I first started building the place, I was just thinking underground house. Every now and then I'd get some people that were real Hobbit enthusiasts, and they'd tell me like, oh, well, you got to do this and you got to do that, and you got to have a round door, and the round door's got to be red. I'm like, really? So, you know, I listened to some of the, so I did make a round door, and I did make it red, and the round door was a pain in the ass to do. But I guess I'm glad, even though I banged my head a fair amount on it. Yeah. So this is a greenhouse, like that was attached to somebody's house that they had taken off, and somebody gave it to me, and I repurposed it as best I could. There was pieces missing and all, but so that's kind of a greenhouse. That actually is the bathroom. Someday it'll be really cool. It'll have like a waterfall hot tub,
wow.
Which I've built in there, but I don't have the water. It's not all set up yet. And all these stones came from around the place. I got a woodshed here that's also buried in the hill. Excuse my garbage. This is kind of a busy time of year for me with bringing in harvest and stuff, and firewood and everything. So everything's kind of a shambles. Wow. But there's like a tire foundation here. You can see just the end of it there. Yeah. And that's where I keep my wood for the whole winter. It's about 3 cords of wood. I use probably 2.5, but I have an extra half cord for if it's a cold winter. Yeah. And that's also a sod roof on that part too. And all these windows were ones that I had bought from a reuse center. They're all just the strange windows that they were never able to sell, so I bought every single unusual window, except for that one square one, but all the other ones were like triangles or arched, or that one's a pentagon, no, not a trapezoid. Yeah. Yeah, and the roof, so you can see a little bit of the black on the roof there. So basically the roof is layers of plastic that I had gotten from a place in town that covers boats for Lake St. Catherine. So they cover the boats with this white, heavy 10 millimeter white plastic. Yeah. And then they rip it all off every year and they just throw it away. And so I take it all and I can use big sections of it, and I put multiple layers of that. And then I also put layers of some pond liner that I had from somewhere, and then I covered that all with hay bales stacked close together. So it was basically like 16 inches of insulation. So the walls on this side are they're kind of like a hay bale construction, except I was a little nervous with using hay bales because I thought, well, mice are going to get in there and they're just going to make tons of nests and it's just going to be a disaster. Yeah. And so I thought, well, maybe if I take the hay bales and take the leaves of the hay bales and soak, I took a big bathtub and made like a mixture of clay and water. So it was like a big milkshake of clay, and I dunked the leaves of hay in there, and I figured that they would soak it all up, and then I could stack it all up and it would be kind of a denser material so that if they did eat it, it wouldn't be as desirable for them to eat, and it would also kind of retain its shape. It wouldn't just turn into just,
it's
tunnels.
Very interesting. Wow. So this is we're heading into the Hobbit House now.
Yeah, and this is the round door that I was forced to make, which I didn't want to make. And as you can see, I'm the tallest Hobbit around, and I hit my head occasionally, not as much as I could, but I do hit it. And you open it, and come on in.
Wow. Here we go.
So this is the living area. This is where, you know, the couch that I sit on. A lot of times we'll eat at the table here. Then the kitchen area is right here, and it's small, but it's super efficient. I often think like a big kitchen requires a lot of steps, like back to the fridge and then back to the counter and over to the toaster and over to the sink. This one is like you can stand in one spot and you can get everything, you know, it's all right here. So that's the kitchen area. Then this is where we sit to watch the fire in the wintertime. This is Brewski's bed here. Don't get too close because it stinks. Then we have the stairway up to the loft bed up there, which is actually a swinging bed. It hangs off these 4 ropes here. And then around the corner is basically just storage and Terry's sort of desk area here, or her area. This is basically her area. So if it's a mess, you can talk to her about it.
I feel like this is a true country habit.
Oh, the proletariat habit. Yeah, okay, I'll take that.
I think this is, you know, when you're venturing around Middle Earth and you need some respite from your long travels.
Yeah,
this is the Hobbit House that you'd find, you know, along a country road.
Right.
Yeah,
well, perfect.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But that's not an invitation to any of you hobbits coming around here.
That's right.
Stay home. You're getting your little hairy feet in my house. Oh, Charlie likes to play rough. But oh yeah. Actually, I even have roots coming through the ceiling. They're not actually roots from outside there, but I attached them just to make it feel like roots were hanging down. I wanted that as like a little spoof. But so a couple of like the things in the house. So it's got, this is the heat source right here.
Okay.
So it's a masonry stove that I built, and so the fire is in here, and it's kind of like, this is glass, so you can sit at the chairs and watch the fire. It's like a TV show. It's amazing what you see in a fire.
Oh yeah.
And then this is a bread oven up here, so the fire heats this oven. I make pizzas and bread and stuff in the winter. And I got some elderberry wine going there, but that stuff's not usually there. And then there's plumbing in here. So there's plumbing in here, and there's plumbing in here, and there's a circulator pump and stuff back here, and a water tank back here. So it circulates the water, and it circulates it through the floor, so the floor gets warm, and so this provides the heat, and this provides the heat, and it's a real sort of gradual heat. I make 1 fire a day, like every 24 hours I make a fire, and it heats the whole place, and it seems like the ground is enough insulation for the place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, and the water here. You want to see this?
It was.
So you have to say for the water. You have to say, "Come forth, water!"
Wow.
I do that to kids, and they're like, "How'd you do that?"
So this is the like same hay bale type.
Yeah, then like the cement. It's like cement. It's like a wooden sort of rough framework, and then I put like some sort of material over it, like either carpet underlayment, the old stuff, the felt carpet underlayment, or if I can't find that because it's hard to find anymore, I'll actually use carpet that I get from the dump or something, and then I cover that with some sort of mesh, and then I trowel on cement to get the features. But I kind of shape that first before I trowel the cement on. So the cement's not very thick.
That's so cool.
It's like maybe, in general, like ½ an inch, but some spots are a little thicker if I blobbed it on to make a shape.
Yeah.
So pretty much everything, all the wood you see is that locust again. So these big beams here are locust trees. They all came from my neighbor's place that abuts me right up the driveway. Yeah. You know, most of my building stuff is very organic, not planned very well. I mean, I have an idea in my head, but I don't really draw it too much because it's really hard to draw an abstract shaped building. I'm not talented enough to draw something like that. I could draw a square building. I could do the perspective and all that stuff for a square building. But this building is, again, like I said, it's like an octagon, but it's not even a true octagon. It's kind of like this oval octagon. And, you know, everything's all random in a sort of way. And so I have an idea in my head, and as I start, I just keep going until I feel like I've satisfied that idea. And like this couch is 2 trees here. So
oh yeah,
so
I see that now.
this is actually one tree. It's hard to see with cushions and stuff in the way, but this is all like it was a whole tree here, and I cut a square. You want to go out, Bruce? Go out. So I cut that with a chainsaw, and so that's a bench, and then that tree is only about this big. But then this is a different maple here, and this is like the outside. So imagine a great big wolf maple that has like a branch out like this, and so this curve here is this part right here.
Wow.
And so it's got these really great like knobbies, and that's like under the bark. I didn't change any of that.
Yeah.
But then like on the end, I didn't want it to just come straight, so I have to kind of sculpt it to make it look similar.
Yeah. Wow. It really is a work of art. I mean, it's beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you.
Amazing. Yeah.
This is your big moment, Brewski.
Good job, Bruce.
You're gonna be big. I brought some of my gardens down here. This is something I'm kind of proud of. Is I like to upcycle everything I can, and so these are all refrigerators or freezers, and so they've come to me via different rental properties that I've had, or different things, or people throw something out, or I've had one that stops working, and rather than taking it to the dump, I tip them. I put them in the ground. I tip them a little bit so they get sun, because the sun's over here, and then I fill them with dirt, punch a hole in the bottom so they don't end up being like big soup containers, and I grow a lot of my produce here. I have other gardens, but this works really great for like greens, because the lids, I can get stuff well into December, maybe January, and then I can start them really early again in the spring, because I close the lid and the sun goes through the glass.
Yeah, like acts as a greenhouse.
Yeah, they're little greenhouses, and they're small, and they're perfect for me, because a big garden is overwhelming in terms of weeding. I just procrastinate, and then I don't want to do it, because then it's 3 hours of weeding. And this one, they're so small, everything's compact, there's very few weeds that grow in there. And then it's easy to just pull a weed or two out when you're doing other stuff. So. And this little thing is actually, this is a little mobile bathhouse. So it's on an old trailer that I used to use to move a machine of mine. So this is the shower here. So here's the shower. I got like a solar panel with water that when the sun comes around, it heats that up, and you can turn it on. You get hot and cold water, and there's a little toilet in here, and a little sink and stuff.
Yeah. And
then the gutter fills up the barrel, and then you pump from the barrel back up into the solar collector. So it keeps regenerating the water and heating it up, and so it works pretty good in that respect.
Yeah. Wow, cool.
And you could look inside here. We have so many squirrels and chipmunks and stuff. They just, like, you leave something alone for 5 seconds, and they tear up all the toilet paper and stuff. And then there's this cool sink here, actually. You might want to get a shot of that.
If you think that's messy, then
then you're not invited over.
Yeah, right.
And these are my little shops over some of my shops. I've got kind of buildings all over the place. So this is what I call my metal shop here. Here's a project on the go here. So I have, let's see, I got lights in here too. So it's, anything that I'm going to do with metal. I got a cement floor, and I got my welder and stuff, and grinders and things. And then I have like a couple little sheds here, but I have a little computer room here. But I don't have my computer down here, but it sort of looks like a little desk space.
Is this where you do a lot of your computer stuff?
Yeah.
Really? Back here?
Right here. It all happens right here, Palmer.
So out of all this space that Rick has here, this is his office. Here we go. Go to the back of the metal shop, and here he is in this closet.
Closet. I said small spaces. It was actually partly. I knew I would be on the computer and stuff, and I thought I don't want it to be like a comfortable, enjoyable space because I don't want to encourage myself to spend too much time in there.
Yeah,
on the computer, you know.
Right.
And so
right.
I have to put all these little checks in place for myself because
Yeah.
I know I'm weak, you know, and I know that
Yeah.
if I don't incorporate them into my life, that I don't get the leverage that I need to control some of that stuff.
Right.
So I'm proud of this chicken coop. Terry loves her chickens, and I thought, well, I want her to be able to move the chickens and have them nearby, and so they can keep getting fresh grass. So I wanted it to be light enough, but I wanted it to be big enough that they'd have room and that they'd have a closed-in space. So this white part is where they roost, and it actually can stay warmer in there in the winter because they stay out here. They can stay out here all year. And then this other part is just screened in, so they can have their little run. And she can move it around because it's on these tires. I got to pump up that one, so she can lift it and pivot it around. I have to help her drag it if we go any distance. But that gives them new grass all the time, which is good for their health. You wanted to move it, but you can just basically lift up on this part and drag it around and pivot it and stuff on it. Hey, chickens! She's got them all set up in here. And then that's where they go, through that door. There's like a little roosting thing. And then I have a window on the back where you can open it up. I'll show you that. So then you can just collect their eggs back here.
So this is their like the little roost area where
Yeah, they sit up on that, and there's a light in there for heat and for light in the wintertime. And they can sit on these rails and stuff. And these two are my chimneys. These two locust hollow logs.
Wow.
This one's my chimney to the masonry stove, and this is the chimney to my little metal wood stove that I use in the spring and the fall when it's too warm to really start up the big stove. And so they smoke. It's pretty kind of comical looking. It looks like you don't see them as much now with these trees growing, because this walnut I planted, it's really grown terrifically. So,
yeah.
So everything's really getting covered over. All these trees I brought in, all these pines and stuff.
What an awesome tour of an amazing property by Rick. It's just it's such a special spot with so much thought, care, and a real artistic touch put into everything that you do. So it was awesome to see you again.
Oh, thanks, Paul.
Thanks so much for the tour.
Yeah,
and
no problem.
I had a great time as always. Thanks for showing us around.
Oh, good, good.
Well, everyone, I think that's a wrap for today. Thank you very much for watching. I had a blast visiting Rick, learning about his Hobbit House and his homestead here in the hills of Vermont. If you liked it, you can check out some of his other videos, which I've linked his channel down below. Would highly recommend that. And also, if you're interested in learning a bit more about his tree house, you can check out the other video that I shot with Rick back a year ago of his hermit thrush tree house, which I'll link the video down below, and it will also be in the corner. Thank you for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
It's my pet, Palmer.
What's
He's a
his
little
name?
nervous.
Oh. Oh, he's shy.
Yeah. Whoa.
Hey, oh my gosh. Oh, take him to the vet.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, little guy.
He bites.
Oh.